Today I checked in on a Columbine survivor. When I talked to him in April, he told me that after each shooting, their community grows, not in ways anyone would ever want. He said it's like a resurrection story. The person you were before dies and a new person emerges. That's what trauma does to people. It reshapes lives. It reshapes identities. They join a community that they never wished to join. And now they have to figure out how to carry on with life when life looks nothing like they had planned. And for many of us who have witnessed the tragedy of gun violence year after year, this collective grief is exhausting but necessary. And those like my friend deserve our compassion. That's what I mean when I say collective grief must be earned. These families, these survivors, these children, they never sought a platform. But when someone builds their entire career on dehumanizing others, mocking empathy, excusing violence, and demeaning the vulnerable, grief that follows when they become a tragedy is not the same. Two things can be true. Their family's grief is sacred. I'm sure there are many people hurting, but there is no obligation to collective grief. And that is not being cruel. That is the truth. We no longer live in a world where patriarchy gets to decide how you mourn. Because as tragic as yesterday was, the measure of a life is not in how we die. The measure of a life is how we expand compassion in the world. Empathy is not a new age term. It is innately human. It is holy and it is sacred. And this may not be for you, but for me, I can pause for just a moment and think about the woman without her husband and the children without their father. But I can also think of the embarrassing epidemic that continues in our country that once again showed up at a Colorado high school yesterday. And I can think about the children of Melissa Hortman, who not only lost their mother, but their father and their family dog. There isn't one time when I go to bed and not think about the children being starved in Gaza. So yes, we can pause and remember those who never asked to carry trauma. We give them our collective grief. But dear one, let me be clear, you are under no obligation to express remorse for a person who harmed you. The best we can hope for is that there is now change, but that isn't what is happening. There'll be many more days ahead of us that we're going to be discussing this. So for today, let me leave you with this. May we all live in such a way that we love deeply and we give freely, so that when we are gone, the collective grief rises and it's authentic because we were here and we mattered. And so it is. Be safe. Take good care of yourself.